Good morning, everyone. It's me, Rory Paddock for picksfromthepaddock.co.uk. I am live. It's 9:55, Saturday, the 22nd of April, and I am looking at best of the rest. If you're looking for any selections for today's ITV action from Newbury, obviously at Ayr, we've got the Scottish National, then head on over to our app, completely free to download. Check out our socials. The links will be in there to get your hands on perhaps one of the best free racing apps out there. But I do have 6 selections away from ITV this afternoon with Thirsk. We've got a selection from Bangor and Brighton that make my shortlist. You can see these are the 3 meetings I'm going to be looking at today. We've got Thirsk, where the first race is at 12:55. Bangor on Dee, the first race just 10 minutes later at the 1:05. And Brighton, late afternoon, early evening meeting with the first race at 4:40. So, which horse gets my vote? Well, we're going to head to Thirsk first. Easy for me to say. And my first selection does come in that first race. It's the 12:55, and it's Valadero. Valadero is the one for me. I know it's a very obvious selection. Currently, the odds-on favourite. Finished second in the Brocklesby. It was well supported in the Brocklesby. Will act on this ground. And up against rivals that are yet to make their racecourse debut, Valadero is the one to be on. I mean, obviously, you've got to give a mention to the likes of Sergeant Wilco, who finished second, the only other horse that has ever stepped foot on a racecourse. That finished second a couple of weeks ago. The race is between them, as the betting indicates. Valadero 8-11, Sergeant Wilco 9-4. But I'm going to go with the odds-on favourite, Valadero, for the very much informed team of Ammo Racing. That was my first selection, but then going to stick with Thirsk. Going to wait until the 3:10, which, as you can see on screen, it's Mount Athos, 7 furlong Class 3 handicap, and it's another short price favourite. Former course and distance winner, won its last 3 starts, one on return on the all-weather. Another horse that will relish this ground. James Tate has his horses going well. Andreazzi in his butt for the ride. I think this horse is definitely on the up. I think I'd have to give a mention, if you were looking for potentially an each-way alternative, then Snazzy Jazzy is massively overpriced at around 35-1, the rank outsider of 7. But with only 8 runners, you're only getting the first 2 places, so I'm going to go with the favourite. It's an obvious choice, but Mount Athos is the one for me in the 3:10. Then we head on over to the following race, still at Thirsk, the 3:45, and finally I've gone for one at a decent, juicy double figure price. A bait for Adrian Nichols, Connor Mercer's butt for the ride. Been backed in from 14-1 into around 11-1. That was my selection. It's a former course winner here at Thirsk, which should bode well and certainly aid the horse's chances. It is a race that's very open. There's quite a few runners, so you've got to approach this race specifically with a bit of a degree of caution. In the field, in terms of potential dangers, I think you're looking through there. Potentially Claim the Stars could go well, as could Atomize. The current short price favourite at 18-5 is Maple Jack. Phoenix Beach for Richard Farhi has a chance, but I'm going to go with the bait. Bait's the one for me. He's gone well fresh in the past, has a very solid record at Thirsk, should handle the ground, and look, it's an each-way selection. I think a bait has what it needs to make the frame. So those are my 3 selections from Thirsk. Where are we going to go to next? We are going to go to... Let's take a little trip to Wales. The final race on the card. It's a National Hunt flat race. And I'm going to go with Push the Button. That's my horse there in the 5:05. Current odds of around 7-2. It's the second favourite. 7-4 favourite is Dancing in Brazil. We've then got the debutant, Bingo Little, at 9-2, which I think has a decent chance out of all the debutants there. Bingo Little certainly ticks plenty of boxes. He's a massive fan of Ben Pauling with his National Hunt flat horses. But it is Push the Button that I'm going for. My idea of the winner, unlike the favourite, Dancing in Brazil, I think many will look at Dancing in Brazil after winning a few starts back and think, oh, it's going to be another walkover. But bear in mind, he has to carry an additional £7 more than any of his rivals today based on the fact that he's won. So I've ended up with Push the Button. My idea of the winner, 5th of 19 in a top quality race at Wetherby. That looks a great piece of form. A repeat of that run should probably see him capture this race for Nigel Twiston Davis. Finn Lambert takes off £5, and I'm also a big fan of Kingston Hill's progeny in National Hunt flat races. So Push the Button is my idea of the winner in the 5:05. We then have to wait a little while until the evening meeting at Brighton. My first selection there comes in the 5:45. So let's have a look there. I've gone for Madrino. It is the current top weight. It's a nice, tasty little price at 12-1. And that's my selection. And each way selection, obviously, there in the 5:45. Former course and distance winner. He's a veteran at 10-year-old. You know, look, it might be in the twilight of his career, but its last 3 course and distance starts resulted in 1 win and 1 place. That's a decent strike rate here. He's now £7 below his last winning mark. The advantage of a booking like Dougie Costello is a massive tick in the right box. And I just think he's capable of finishing in the money. Of the rest, I think you have to pick out 1 or 2. Then Diamond Cottage might have a chance, as does Reva's Rob Roy. That could go well. But I want to go with the old boy, the veteran, the 10-year-old, the former course and distance winner, Madrino, who should do a lot better than his current odds might suggest. Then we've got the last selection, which comes 2 hours later in the 7:45, the final race on the card, and I've gone for another course and distance winner, this time in the form of Gilbert. Also, current price of around 12-1. It's another each way selection. Again, another really competitive and open-looking race. But based on his last 4 starts, you'd readily dismiss Gilbert, but it would be foolish to so easily dismiss him. Like I said, former course and distance winner who holds an unbeaten record over this trip and venue. He'll strip much fitter for his last performance on the all-weather, which came after like a sizable layoff. And I just think he's more than capable in what looks a very weak race. It's one of those races where you wouldn't be shocked if anything won. But I'm going to go with Gilbert. Ticks a few boxes that others don't. And at 12-1, he looks drastically overpriced. I also have to mention as well that one of our 150 flat horses to follow is running in that race. And is a very tasty, big prize as well. So I've got to give that one a mention. But I'm not going to tell you who it is. If you want to know that, you've got to head on over to picksfromthepaddock.co.uk/online-store. We're currently running a promotion at the moment. So this promotion runs up until the Sunday tomorrow at 5 o'clock. We had a couple of winners from the book on Thursday. There's 13 horses that are running from our book today, Saturday. So if I bring this up, let's have a look. We'll see it on screen in a moment. There we go. So there's our promotion. Use code 20OFF and you get 20% off our book. which is certainly worthwhile doing. Like I said, there's 13 horses from the book that's running today. And check this out. Of those 13 horses, let's have a little nosy. What we've got here is, check out the prices, the current prices of all of these horses from our book. As it stands at the time of recording, we've got, let's have a look, 5 to 2, 20 to 1, 9 to 1, 11 to 4, 3 to 1, 7 to 1, and then check the rest out, 28 to 1, 12 to 1, 14 to 1, 25 to 1, 40 to 1, 33 to 1, and 25 to 1. Safe to say we've not gone for horses that are like obvious selections. They're not all Group 1 Derby and Guineas entrants. There's some in low-grade handicaps that could go well at massive prices, and they could go well at massive prices today. Don't delay. Use the code. Get 20% off. You can either buy a hard copy, which comes in the post, but you also get the e-version with that, so you have access to everything within 5 minutes via email when you purchase it. Or for just $2.99, you can get the e-version sent direct to your email, and it'll be in your inbox instantly once you make that purchase. So give us a bit of support. It's also in aid of a good cause. So percentage of the profits go into various charities. Worthwhile. It shows your love and support for us. But as always, those are my 6 selections from Thirsk, Bangor and Brighton. We've got Valadero in the 12.55, Mount Athos in the 3.10, a bait and each way selection in the 3.45, Push the Button should win the 3.05, and Madrino in the 5.45, and Gilbert in the 7.45, both from Brighton, and they are both each way tips. I've been Rory Paddock. As always, any likes, comments and shares, very much welcome. Fingers crossed, touch wood, and good luck if you follow